camera. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. There's the better camera. Oh, why am I so small? Oh, is my audio working? Well, my audio is working. Okay, at least that's happening. It wasn't coming out of the right audio, but now I got it fixed. Hi. Wow. You okay?
Yeah.
You got a package?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you get?
Chipotle.
What the You're so rude. I'm never getting you anything ever again. That is the rudest thing in my entire life. You've now done that multiple times, and I'm over it.
You told me you got food.
But what did I tell you last time, though? That you got Chipotle. I said, oh, if you get that again, let me know, because I might have you get it, and I could eat that for lunch. We're arguing, sorry. It's very rude. I think of you whenever I do something like that. You never think of me. So. I got 2 times to prove it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One finger. Yeah. Sorry. Hi, Emran. It's one of those days. I'm like super tired. I don't know. I actually fell asleep. That's why I was like a little bit late getting on the stream because I was like, oh shoot. And Charlie did something and got yelled at and it woke me up and I was like, ah. I was like, dang, it's 6:50. I'm definitely running late. So here I am. I know, us bickering. I was like, oh shoot. It's probably because I worked till 5:30 again. So I worked late tonight and like most nights. Anyways though, I hope you guys are ready to do some reading maybe. I know I said that I was like totally going to post about this weekend and I just like didn't. So I kind of need to do that. Now I really need to do that. It's definitely time. So I'm probably gonna grab my iPad really quick and hop to that. I'm just closing out some programs here that I don't need right now. And yeah. So probably gonna do that. Then I'll end up reading. I just need to make at least like one post in Discord, and then I'll probably do like a little social post, like, hey, we're doing a streaming thing this weekend. For actual like Instagram. So I also said that yeah, it definitely did. Yeah. I'm normally like 5-10 minutes late. So but normally I wouldn't let my like intro thing run that long. I would let it run like maybe 5 minutes at most. I think it just shows that I'm very busy. I'm very tired right now. Flooring issues are still not resolved. So here we are. So yeah. I also did not continue reading Spy Family. I downloaded this stupid game on my phone and I just played that all night. And so, or like the rest of the night for an hour till I fell asleep. So I need to finish Spy Family. And actually, I'm thinking about what I want to do. I think I'm going to read first. Once I finish this, then I think I'll do the posts in Discord and all that jazz. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's hop to it. I'm still reading Spy Family Volume 3. Then I will switch over and start working on a bunch of other things. So yeah. All right, let's see if my automation still works. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see. Ugh, did I say the wrong thing? I maybe said the wrong keyword. Or is it because I don't have it open? I don't know because it didn't work. Oh, it's because I don't have it open. Wow, we're learning things. See? Every day is a new day here. Welcome. What are you reading? Rewriting the Fallen Villainous. I can't read that. I need to read it on my thing. The Fallen Villainous. Oh, I was right. What is that about? Never even heard of that. New things. As I said, we're learning new things today. All right. Let's see if it works this time. Hello, hello. Congratulations on the little baby. That's so exciting. You know what's like wild to me? So, a lot of my older cousins had kids when like they were in their 20s, I want to say, maybe a little bit earlier. Um, so like growing up, there were like always babies around and I always held babies and like babysat. I don't know the last time I actually held a baby. Isn't that wild? Like, that's wild to me. You made it to 8%. Awesome. I finished Spy Family Vol 3. So, what I'm going to do right now, I have a goal in my reading journal this year that even if I didn't like have an overwhelming like feeling towards the book, if I finish a book, no, I don't have to do it if I DNF. If I finish a book, I want to write a review for every single book that I read this year. I don't have to for DNFs, but I want to do it for like every other one because I feel like I sometimes like forget and then I'm like, well, I kind of forget the book and it's like I know I liked it, but like why did I like it as much as I did? And then it wasn't that memorable though, obviously if I'm like forgetting these things. So like should this be rated that high? Did I actually like it that much? Did she eat all that food already? I I just filled that up. Mama, did you give her food? Oh, what were you doing? Oh, it sounded like you poured food. Did her thing go off? Is that what I was hearing? Oh, okay. I don't know. Anyways, so mhm, it is. So I was kind of like, I want to set that a goal because I feel like when I skip things and like I second guess myself and all that, it just like doesn't make sense. And I also feel like I'll get better data on like my story graph if I review them. I know. Like especially if like I read a lot of books in a month or like I had a really busy month and because I feel like that happens a lot and I don't really like rereading or like rewatching shows and whatnot. So for me, I'm like, I know I liked it, but like why? And I'd be like, did I actually like ingest that book or not? And so that's also why I don't know. That's also why like I don't want to read series that aren't finished anymore because like I just forget everything. So so that being said, my goal is that so that I can get more accurate like stats and things like that because I am kind of nerdy and I want to like see what that looks like is that I want to review every single book that I read. So I still fall into this pattern where I don't like review them right away or I'll pick up a new book and like start reading it. So then what ends up happening is I have to go back and like fill out 3 of them and then I'm like, "Oh shit. I gotta like let me see if I done any for I don't think I've done any for March." And I think we read 4 books and like we'll most likely finish another one before that end of the year, especially with like our super long sprints this year or this weekend. So yeah, I read The Most Wonderful Crime, Queen Bee. Oh no, I've finished 5. The Most Wonderful Crime. 5 stars by the way. Knew that was going to happen. It has actually like not great reviews on Storygraph. I was really surprised. 5 stars for that. Oh, wait, did I Oh, good. Okay. I did write Queen Bee right away. That was 4.5 stars. I have First Time Caller. That'll probably be I said that that will probably be my second 5 stars of the month. So, that'll probably be 5 stars. I finished Our Village Reads. Need to write that review. That's one where like yeah. Yeah, so like everyone in my family has killed someone. That's like a really good example where it's like I didn't like love it. Like I was fine with reading it. I was interested. I was curious. Like I was thrown off by like the plot twists and stuff. But if I don't review it right now, I will probably never go back and then I'll be like, what would that have been? I have no idea. So I have that one and then I obviously have Spy Family Vol 3. Which with mangas, I don't really go into as much detail on like if I like it or not. I'll just be like, yeah, this was another good addition and like call it a day. I don't overthink mangas. I don't know if other people are like that. I'm like, I don't really even know how to like apply a bunch of thought to a manga minus like, yeah, it was a good story and like nice progression line. Like, I don't know. And Emerin, Deb, yeah, I reading journals right now. I cannot get to my sticker paper to do my reading journal. So I literally can't do March right now. Or sorry, not March. Yeah, no, yeah. I can't like set up March. I can't set up my like opening thing, my opening screen. I can't finish February because I got to print off some additional book covers. I can't set up April either, which means that I also cannot set up Aurelium. I don't know who it was that shared the Simlet thing. I'm gonna do that. That looks like fun. Can't set that up. Can't set up Once Upon a Year, chapter 2. Like can't do that. I'm like, oh my god. So yeah. Um so like when I read audiobooks, it's really hard for me to like figure out like actual favorite quotes. So what I normally do to supplement, which I'll have to do for The Most Wonderful Crime, everyone in my family, well, I might not do it for that one. Just cuz I know that won't end up in my reading journal. If I know that they won't end up in my reading journal, I don't do this. But like The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Listen to it primarily on audiobook. I know that there are lines in there that I thought were great. Um, because I read it or because I listened to it though, I obviously don't have them marked. So what I'll do is I'll go on to like Goodreads or another site for quotes and I'll find some quotes that I like from there and just like kind of fill it in as a way because I don't want there to be an empty space or like me feel kind of like ashamed like, oh, you didn't capture any quotes that you really liked. So because a lot of times if I like them, other people did too. Who like that's the only thing that I wish that there was an easier way to do that with audiobooks. And I know you can like flag them and bookmark the like moment that you're on, but like I listened to it on Libby or Hoopla, so like then I had to return it. So I can't just like go back and look or listen to it to see what it was. So that's how I kind of supplement that. Um yeah. Yeah. I can show so I actually do a full page spread because I don't do reading journal pages for every single one of my books that I read. I technically do them for my top books that month. So sometimes it might be one spread, sometimes it might be two. This month it might be three. I don't know because I feel like I'm going to have at least two 5 stars. I might do Queen Bee just because I also really liked it. Um, but yeah, so um with those, what I did is I should take a photo and like send you guys the layout. I have like an oversized book cover of the book. Then next to it, I have on a color that kind of matches the book with white text. I'll have like a list of different quotes that I really like. And then underneath that, I do like a short book summary so that if I'm wanting to also refresh my memory about the book, I can do it right there. Versus, having to go on to Storygraph or Goodreads or Google or whatever. And then on the right side, I that's where I do a little bit of like overlapping in the spine. So like in the middle of the pages, I might have like a sticker that bleeds to one side and the other. But more so on that right side is where I do kind of like the more decorative elements, maybe some character art, things like that. And then I do my and then I write like a condensed version of my review on the pages. So, hi Ink Violets. Yeah, perfect timing. I know. Perfect timing because we're about to start. I'm sure whenever there's like new exciting things like that, I feel like family chats always blow up. So, okay. Welcome. We're super chill. I'm laying down. Um Charlie's kind of in my seat, but I was also just like not comfortable cuz my back still kind of hurts. So, laying down right now. Just finished Spy Family Volume 3, filling out 4 reviews. 4 that we have to catch up on. Okay, and then I'm hoping that once I finish this one, I have to pick a new book cuz I don't know what to read. And I'm going to definitely need one for like now and then definitely over the weekend if we're running basically 12-hour combined sprints. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Oh, by the way, did you guys see my shirt? It says Holanoff. Cuz I'm a loser. Okay. Anyways, Um, so yeah. Okay, all right, let's get started on the next round and I'll see you guys in about 50 minutes. Happy reading, happy productivity. Enjoy texts about the baby. Oh no. Definitely feel better. Yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah. I'll see you guys in 50 minutes. Hello, hello. How did we do? Slash, what did we accomplish, I guess? Yeah, I only wrote like two of my book reviews. It's fine. It's cool. It's all right. Why do they take so long? I mean, I know I got a little distracted with my phone, but still, why do they take so long? It's really annoying, to be honest. I don't know. I think that's honestly like why I in the past have ended up just like not reviewing books sometimes because it's like I just don't want to think. I've read the book. That's all I care about, and I'm done. But then I want to, you know, be able to see what did I what did I rate that book? Do I like this author? Should I never buy this author again? Like those are the things I feel like that reviews can tell you. So then I feel like I have to do them. Anyways, uh Emma, do you have a Switch or Switch 2? I really want to play Pokopia, but can only can only play that on a Switch 2, and I don't want to buy one. So here we are. We'll just not play it. It's fine. Deb is swapping laundry. No worries. Have fun. We'll catch back up in about 10 minutes. 8 minutes actually. Ink Violet's got 40 pages read. Also trying not to fall asleep. Totally fine. I fell asleep before stream. I don't know why. I don't know why. Is like Pokepia worth it to you? Because I saw someone who did a side by side comparison with another game and they're like, this is literally this game, but it's just called Pokepia and like maybe the things are like cuter. And I was like, oh, interesting. Um, yeah, I finished my two reviews. Those are now posted. Both 5 stars. Actually, first time caller was a 5.25, which I think was technically higher, but I don't go higher than 5 stars. So, um, it's worth it to you. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I figured it would be. Um, Igmo says reviews can take you a while. Yeah. I just I don't be nice. I'm not nice. I'm not mean. But like if you look at my reviews, I would say most of them average 3 stars or higher. Not because I'm being nice, but because I think I might have like one book that has some pretty maybe one or two that has like pretty low ratings where I read the whole book, but I've tried to like really start DNFing as I find my like genres that I prefer to read. Um I actually have a whole Aldi bag of books that I'm probably going to take up to half price because as I said, I'm not like a huge mystery person and a lot of them are like strict mysteries and I'm like I don't think I'll like it's one of those things where it's like I'll read it and listen to it but like I probably won't and like I might be shocked by it but like do I even want to waste my time reading it when I could be reading like a fantasy or something? No. Nope. So I need to take those up. Some of them are like book of the month books too where I don't have a book of the month sub anymore and I'm like, well, I can't get like the books in, you know, the same size, so I'll just get rid of this. Yeah, it wasn't Animal Crossing though that they because I played Animal Crossing. I can't remember what game it's not a game that I have played. Uh it was Story of Seasons on Switch. Maybe it was Story of Seasons or something like that. It's like another game that's similar to like Animal Crossing, stuff like that. But it wasn't Animal Crossing because I would have recognized it if it was Animal Crossing. Um, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that Nintendo was just looking for like their next Animal Crossing craze. I don't know though, like when you think about what the world was going through at that time, I don't know if that will like ever happen though. Mysteries feel very formulaic to me. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I either get bored and it takes me forever to read them, or I'm sitting here reading and I'm like, okay, like, is there anything important in this chapter? Can we skip to the next thing? Like, I get really impatient with them. So, as I said, I was very I that's part of why the most wonderful crime of the year, what like I gave that 5 stars. Um because it was so like it was a very equal split between like that goofy love, like contemporary kind of romance and mystery, and I was like, okay, if I ever like have an inkling where I want to mix things up, these are the type of mystery books that I should read and only this type. Um uh which I'm totally fine with. And like I will be very honest in my reviews. I'll be like, yeah, I rank this or I rate it this way higher than what the average is, but I'll be honest with you, like I'm not a traditional. Everybody's tired today. Guys, what is going on with all of us? We're all like, man, we're ready for naps. Dom didn't even realize that I had fallen asleep. I was like, oh shoot, it's 10 minutes before I got to stream. And like, I was out. I was out. He yelled at Charlie, thank God, because it woke me up. I fell asleep. I had my phone in my hand. I was like, this. Very attractive, very attractive positioning right now. That's fine. Who cares? Um, so yeah, we're all must have been a bad week for a lot of us. We're all feeling it right now. Um, but yeah, so for me, like mysteries are super, super hard for me to get into because I'm like, I just want them to happen. Now, if I were to like watch a mystery, I'm okay with that because I think the visual stimulation of like seeing it helps. But man, reading them, I was like, no, there's no way. It was 85 there. Dang. You know what? I don't know how hot it was. It's 76 out right now up here. I don't know how hot it got today. I was working though. Do you know how hot it got today?
No, I do not.
Was it like 80?
No, I don't think it was that.
It's 76 right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
We don't know. We don't look at the weather. It got hot. I did kick the AC on earlier because it got hot in here. So, but I turned it off because
Not too bad at all.
then I got cold. Are you gaming?
I am talking to Katie. I'll tell her in a second.
Okay, that's fine.
I won't be able to talk
It
to
got
her
to in the
right now.
80s. Okay. Yeah.
The circle is up.
You guys realize that I made all the readathon rules. You guys realize the reason I made them so fluid is because I'm like, I will never read all these. Like I'm so bad at that. I'm like Aurelium. So the way that I do Aurelium is I like give myself literally from one semester to the next semester and then from the fall semester to the spring semester. That's literally which I've only done 1 year of Aurelium, but still, like that's why I did that because I'm like, yeah, f this. I don't want that kind of pressure on my life. That's also why I have deprioritized like monthly readathons um that have limitations like that. Just personally because I'm like, yeah, no. So um I really like ones where they're like all year and you read one book per month. I like those. I like quarterly, like kind of how we have Once Upon a Year Stardew Valley set up. Um and yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. That's not and then like I'll go back and look and I'll be like, "Dang, I only read like 2 books out of the 7 I wanted to." And like it makes me kind of feel like shit. And as much as like people say, and I tell myself, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, do what you want to do. It's your own life. Like, you're not getting graded. You're not making money off this. Like, do what you want to do. But it still is like, dang, like, why didn't I read them though? Like, what did I do instead? Because I like reading. So, like, what happened? I was kind of like that with February because I read Malice, and that just like took like so much time. Yeah, yeah, ink. I get that too. I That's why I told myself this year with like between getting married, running the two readathons myself, I was like, you know what, we're gonna focus mainly on like the yearly ones or ones that I know are like a little bit more flexible that don't have like team competitions and stuff that I really like have to participate in. Like last year I did Realmathon and I really liked it, but I was like, yeah, there's like no way I can do that this year. So I'm like, I would submit like 2 books. Yeah. Yeah, novel. Yeah. Yeah, I know that it was rough for me because of like the wedding and everything. But it just took a while to get through Malice, which is fine. I knew that that would happen. Like I knew going into that 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 would happen. So, um okay. You guys ready to start our last sprint? Fun times. Maybe I so before I pop back on mic, I was just about to start everyone in my family has killed someone. So I have my rate my star rating for it. Are you laughing at me?
Yeah.
Oh, you might like that book.
No, it's just like that where the comma is placed.
Oh, because I didn't pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I do have the star rating for it. So I rated it 3.5 stars, which I know that too. Um. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, wait, where does the 3.5 stars come from? Like, I thought you had a good time reading it. I did. I use a very like detailed system. Like it's actually a form. Um, if you don't have it on audiobook, the audiobook's really easy to digest. And like it's not like I didn't get confused. That's what I did. But so I'm sure some people are like, wait, where the 3.5 stars come from? Because if you look in like our chats and threads on Discord, like I'm um pretty like into it and like reading it and have a lot of commentary and stuff like that. So I can say the biggest ding that the book got is on memorability. I don't think I will remember this book. I don't think it gripped me enough in a way that will make me be like, yeah, I like that book. You know what I mean? And so I know it got dinged on that. The other thing is that I did think the plot, like, again, it's another issue with like mysteries. And people can say the same thing about romances, but romances, it doesn't bother me when things button up really nicely and they're all hunky dory, happy, giddy, woo, yay. I don't necessarily they don't necessarily need to go and like have an epilogue where they get married and have a baby and this and that, but like, just everything is resolved. And I'm like, yeah, cool, awesome. Yay. In mysteries, I'm like, ugh, that all came together in like the last 2 chapters. The F. That's not how this works. So, and then like I just get like an ick feeling with it. I'm like, oh, great, another mystery. Another mystery following the mystery formula. So, uh, I prefer eyes only because I ingest the information a lot better. By the way, I did that the other day. I got water all down the front of me because it squirted out. Dominic just did what I did on Tuesday, telling everyone he opened up the water bottle and it squirted out everywhere, all
It's
over.
like my first time drinking water, apparently.
So no, it's just a thing that happens apparently. You can't be like squeezing them when you
And actually, yeah, okay.
pop the lid off. Okay. All right, let's get started on our next 50 minutes. I'm hopefully going to get both of these reviews done. And if I still have time, I may go pick another book. I don't know what I should pick. Should I do Dungeon Crawler Carl?
Yes, I've been saying that forever. You gotta read that book. Either that or Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, goodness, that one's sweet.
We're seeing that movie tomorrow. If I see the movie without reading it, I won't read it.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm. I won't do it. Like, if I had watched the Harry Potter movies before reading Harry Potter, I never would have done it. Thursday Murder Club. Okay, like I watched that. I watched that Netflix movie. I'll never read that book. And Aaron's Obsession. Yeah. Yeah, it's been on like my TBR list for like since last year. He listened to them when they like first came out. And he's like told me about them multiple times. And I'm like, okay. And then like I just never
Yeah, I'm OG Dungeon Crawler.
he said he's an OG dungeon crawler. Yeah. Yeah, like I either need to read the book before I see it or I will never read the book. Like because I know what happens and so it kind of becomes more like it kind of becomes like a mystery at that point where I'm like, God, okay, like I already know all of this. I know what's happening. Like let me just skim through and flip ahead. Literally, it's an issue. So then I'm like, why am I even reading this? TMC ruined the book. Wait, what's TMC? What's TMC?
Mm.
What is that? I need non-acronyms. The movie TMC ruined the book. To my conclusion, to my I don't know. Oh, Thursday Murder Club ruined the book. Yeah. See, whereas I'm like, I thought it was really good because I didn't read the book, and but because I like know what happens in the movie, I won't. I won't. No, it's also like slow brain because tired. So, yup, Outlander for me. I will never go back and read those. Same with Game of Thrones. I did read Lord of the Rings, but I read it and like The Hobbit, but I read those before like all the movies came out. I saw Lord of the Rings and then I was like, "Oh, like parents, can I read these books?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." So I did. But yeah. Yeah. It's like a weird thing with me. Oh, I totally know. I know that. I 1000% know that books are better. But for whatever reason, I won't do it. What's there's a couple Netflix romances that came out recently too. And it's the same thing. I'm like, I have enough books to read. I'm not gonna go back and reread those. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they are. I read the first Game of Thrones and it's significantly different. So but that's why like I know like Igmu, who's was watching on Twitch, I don't know if he's still here or not, he was talking about Spy Family and how he's like, I see like, the anime episodes. Have you watched it? And I'm like, no, I won't watch it because if I watch it, I won't read them. So here we are. Guys, we need to get our sprint started. Okay, I'm starting now. I'm shutting up. Okay, I'll see you guys in 15 minutes.
turns into healing. Hearts that break turn into hearts of praise. All of that searching leads to eternity. Back to your arms, the place I call home. Back to your voice that calls me your own. Back to your path, the one where I won't walk alone. Back to the mercy you've always shown. Back to your son who sits on the throne. Back to your love that cuts to the core of my bones. I won't stop returning to home. Hearts of fear turn into hearts drawn near. All of that wonder turns into trusting. Hearts unsure turn into hearts made pure. All of that fleeing leads to retreating. Back to your arms, the place I call home. Back to your voice that calls me your own. Back to your path, the one where I won't walk alone. Back to the mercy you've always shown. Back to your son who sits on the throne. Back to your love that cuts to the core of my bones. I won't stop returning to home. It don't matter where I try to run. You come bring me right back to your love. It don't matter where I try to run. You come bring me right back to your arms, the place I call home. Back to your voice that calls me your own. Back to your path, the one where I won't walk alone. Back to the mercy you've always shown. Back to your son who sits on the throne. Back to your love that cuts to the core of my my heart tomorrow, but it's alright today. I like your laugh, I like your smile, so let's keep those tears away for a while. Tonight's alright, maybe tomorrow's wrong, but I'd keep you in a song. You might break my heart tomorrow, but it's alright today. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Oh, ooh, ooh. Tonight's alright. Let's brew up some coffee. Let's sit here and talk. I think you like me. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. The wind is a howling, the snow is blowing, and I've got no place. I got to be going. So let's sit by the fire and drink hot tea. And I know I'm happy with you right here with me. You might break my heart tomorrow, but it's alright today. You might break, you might break, you might break, you might break. Oh, ooh, ooh. When I get old and I get cold, when you have to hand down your crown, when I get torn and I get worn, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down. when my songs don't strike a chord, when you stop coming around, when you get smart or you get bored, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down. I do all those things I said, but I never did. You know I would, you know I would. You know I would. You know I. You know I would. You know I. When you just can't stand the pain, when you just can't stand the sound, don't throw me out in that cold, cold rain. No, no, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down. And don't you hang me out to dry when you see that dark, dark cloud. Don't throw me out, 'cause I'll die. Hand me down, hand me down, hand me down, hand me down. I do all those things I said, but I never did. You know I would, you know I would. You know I would. You know I. You know I would. You know I. Don't throw me out in that cold, cold rain. No, no. Hand me down, hand me down. Don't throw me out in that cold, cold rain. No, no. Hand me down, hand me down. 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 One of these days, we'll give back the time we borrowed. One of these nights, I won't worry about tomorrow. And one of these moments will stick in my mind. And one of these afternoons, I swear, we'll get up and we'll leave this time. We'll never make it very far. I like you riding in my car with your banjo on your knee. I like you singing my songs back to me. I'm trying to stay between the lines that you read on my palms. I'm a man on fire. man on fire, and I'm trying to stay calm. It's funny how life is what you give and what you take. It's funny how waiting around is just another big mistake.
I knew what he was saying. He didn't want to stay for the feast. Probably wanted to be alone. But one of us had to stay and pretend to celebrate, or our household would draw attention. Truthfully, it was difficult to understand how anyone could sit and eat only footspans from where Lena's grandparents had just died.
Ourselves when we pass ourselves coming round the bend. We never make it very far. I like your eye in my
Okie dokie. How did we do?
with your banjo
Um,
on your knee.
so I finished both of the reviews that I needed to finish. And then I also randomly generated my next book, which is A Court This Cruel and Lovely. I have the special edition set from Moonlight Book Box. It was a set that I was like really debating getting because I hadn't read them before, but everyone that I talked to, who there's like a group for Moonlight, they were like, we really think that you'll like them just based on kind of some like the other things that you like. So, if you can afford it, get your hands on them and you want some really lovely books because they are absolutely gorgeous. Go ahead and just get them. So I did. Um, so yeah, so reading that, um, and finished, as I said, I finished the reviews, so I feel good about those. This book, the, there is, they are on audiobook too, which I love, and I actually love at least the female narrator. I think there is a male one too, but I haven't heard him yet since I just started. But let me see how many pages this is really quick. Okay, this is 386 pages. I feel like this is something that we'll definitely be able to finish this upcoming weekend. And Dominic was a little peeved that Dungeon Crawler Carl didn't make it through. He thought that you guys didn't vote for it. And I was like, no, I randomly generated it. But it has been a minute since I've read an actual like romantasy. And I'm like, I need it right now. I need this right now. So I'm really, really excited, especially because I also really like the narrator as well, at least for the female voice. Um, Already started out, has me hooked with like what happened. Not even into chapter two. Like that's how you know it's gonna be good when you're like, what? Um, so yeah, so I think we'll hear the male narrator in like 2 pages. I believe his name is Lorian. So yeah, so very interesting, very much so. So first, this has a map. Second of all, I don't know if it's technically, no, it wouldn't be. I don't think it would be called a dystopian. It kind of reminds me like Hunger Games, and to start with, but it's romantasy, I believe. So I don't know what that's called. Genre blend? I have no idea. Yeah, yeah, like literally, I haven't even finished the first chapter, and I was like, what just happened? I'm on page 8. Like what the heck? So so yeah, so like already something interesting happened, and I love like good chapter ones like that where it's not too heavily filled with like world building or too heavy in terms of like character introductions. I really do think that that's like one of the biggest differences that I see a lot of times between like a romantasy and then like a high fantasy is high fantasy kind of drops you right in. Also, yes, it does have like the hooks and whatnot, but it's like right after the hooks, it really goes into like the world building and kind of becomes like a slog for a little bit. Like Agatar was kind of the same way, to be honest. Where just like building up the world, it's like, man, this took so long. Um, I'm hoping that this doesn't have, since it's less than 400 pages. I'm kind of hoping that this doesn't happen because this is also like pretty big font. Like they have someone format, like reformat all their books and they try to keep them a certain length. So like sometimes the font will be a little bit bigger, sometimes a little bit smaller. So that way like I think they do it to try to drive like cost consistency. Um so yeah, but like I mean, come on. Did you guys see the images that I showed you? But like okay, I'm trying to do this without like there's overlays. Like, dang girl, get it. I'm assuming that's our main two characters. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. I also don't know how spicy this is because I try to not go into books like knowing anything about them. That way I have no expectations because then and like I wrote this in my first time caller review that I literally just wrote. I'm like, if I go into a book that's like really hyped, I'm kind of like, what if I don't like it? What if I'm like different and I don't get it and I don't like it? There's been a couple books like that. First time caller, Blood Over Brighthaven, Malice, like those are books where I was like, I don't know, what if I really don't like it? So here we are. But alrighty, well, and honestly, you know what? I have read a book that's overly hyped that I did not like. Pumpkin Spice Cafe. The writing is so shitty. Actually, the writing's not even shitty. The editing is shitty. Like the map in the front of the book has the wrong locations on it. Like the wrong names. Like she changed them at some point and no one ever updated the map. And I'm like, "Are you effing kidding me?" Anyways, I still cannot let that go. That's like my biggest gripe with that book. I'm like, that's such an obvious like thing. And then there were a couple times in the actual like writing where they also used like these other names. And I'm like, come on, girl. Like people are making special editions of these. Like they better fix that. Otherwise, I'd be pissed. I will never buy a special edition of those books. So, all right. Oh yeah. Which one? Blood Over Brighthaven. It's a goodie. It's a goodie. It's very different. Like I can't really call it a romantasy. I don't really know like what to call it. Because there's like some light romance in it. Nothing like in your face. But it's just so interesting to read about like and I think that one works as well because it's a standalone. So like it's the perfect amount of world building, political intrigue, character building, like getting the background of things, but also like them bringing it to present day. Yeah, like it's really good. Oh, pumpkin spice is on yours? Yeah, sorry if I just ruined that for you. It like little things like that piss me off and will stick with me and then I won't want to read the book. I have the second one, the Christmas tree farm or whatever. I'll read it and I'll tell you if it gets better. But from what I've heard, it doesn't. If you haven't bought it, I would maybe try to find it and like do it off your phone or get it from the library or get it secondhand because ew, it was not very good. I was very disappointed because I did like I had people who like raved and were like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so cute and romantic and fun and perfect fall vibes." And I'm like, "Yeah, no." Mm-mm. So they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Guys, there's some like super obvious editing issues with this book. Like, I don't know how it's been published this way. Like, I really don't. Like, it is literally, it's literally to the point where I'm like, what would it take for the publishers to recognize little old me when I say, guys, your map in the beginning is wrong And if there's a reason for it to be wrong, like I don't know, if like in book number 3 they're like, "Oh, we're changing the name to this," different story, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. You guys need to fix this. And same with like how it's said in the books too. I'm like, and you know what? And if you fix that, then sure, I could get on board with reading this cutesy little romance, calling it a day, like very seasonal, fun vibes. But like, if you can't even fix that, I'm like, there is nothing worse than a cutesy, shitty book that doesn't require a lot of brain cells that then also has really shit editing. I'm totally slamming this book right now. I'm so sorry. But like, it was so bad. It was so bad. Um, and like, I also like, like I have a friend, she's reading Akatar right now. It's Nikki, novel nomad. She had never read it. And she's like, yeah, like the writing isn't always great. I'm like, oh no, like Sarah J. Maas is not like the best writer in the world. But the difference is that she's a really good storyteller. And if someone can be a really good storyteller, but let's say, so like my biggest qualm with Sarah J. Maas is she's super repetitive. And I'm like, if they're really good at like storytelling though, and maybe yeah, sometimes they repeat themselves, I can live with that and I can still love that book. But like, yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
I
that
know.
isn't true.
Like Ink Violets, imagine it like this. We have I think you've read Akatar. Oh shit. Akatar sucks. The rest of the books are great. Akatar is the worst one in my opinion. It's even worse than the Frost and Starlight, not gonna lie. Um, so here's like a good way to think of it. You have what's like a well-known book with a map? Oh, okay. Like let's think about this. Okay, so like we have like Middle Earth. Okay, so we have Middle Earth. Let's say at some point Tolkien was like, I'm going to change the name of Hobbiton. Or no, Hobbiton, the Shire. I don't know. Whatever. You guys know what I mean. I'm going to change, we'll say the Shire, because I think the Shire, I haven't looked at that map. I haven't looked at that map in so long, so I can't remember. But let's say that at one point Tolkien was like, I'm going to change the name of the Shire to Shireville, and I'm going to update it in these two places where it's mentioned in the book and call it a day. The map is now incorrect because it still says the Shire, not Shireville. And there's actually 20 places that it's referenced in the book, and he updated too. That's literally what you're like reading when with the pumpkin spice cafe. And you're like, what? I literally had to stop reading it and go back to the map and be like, what the fuck? I was like, am I stupid? Am I forgetting something? Did I read this wrong? No. Terrible editing. That's all it comes down to. I try not to give away too many spoilers. I really don't. Even in my reviews, I try to be really good and like use a spoiler tag. So just because like you never know like who's gonna show up. But at the end of the day, if like someone wants to know something, like by all means, I can give you deets. I will literally tell you right now, Akatar is the worst book in that entire series. People also rag a shit ton on Frost and Starlight, but I think the issue with that is that they like advertise it as a full book, and it is a full book, but compared to the length of all the other books, like it's more of so a novella in the series. And I think people were pissed about it because it has taken her so long to release books in this series. And they're like, oh, like she released this book. But it's like a cutesy little like reprieve type session. Like I just loved it. So yeah. Yeah. Now I will say I do love convincing people to read books with quotes. I will definitely share. I will definitely do that. There was a book, it wasn't like, cuz this is the thing is like I don't I don't necessarily want to read these amazing literary masterpieces all the time. Like sometimes I just need shit that I don't have to think about and I can just read it with my eyeballs and call it a day. And it makes me feel giddy and laugh and gasp and oh my god and things like that. Um and so but like I don't need Akatar to be a literary masterpiece. And because I don't think that way, I think that helps me be able to like accept it for what it is. Like yeah, it's not written that great, but as I said, Sarah J. Maas, great storyteller. Literally, she's a really good storyteller. Her story is there. At least in Akatar. I haven't read any of her other books. In Akatar, her story is there. We'll see what happens with the next couple books. But like it feels fleshed out. It feels thought out. It's really, really good. For Sarah J. Maas, I haven't read any of her other books. Um, After I read Sarah J. Maas, I read Fourth Wing next, and these two series are what got me back into reading. So I read the Akatar series. Well, actually, I listened to it. Then I listened to Fourth Wing. In my opinion, Rebecca Yarros, better writer. Now, I have not read okay, I did read Iron Flame, but I listened to it and I was not clearly paying attention because I couldn't remember anything. So like I actually need to reread that and I'm not a rereader, but I'm like no, like I need to reread that cuz I don't remember shit about it. Like I can't even tell you the plot line. So, I can't speak to Iron Flame and uh what's the Onyx Storm, but Fourth Wing was really good. But yeah, I have heard that. So from what I've heard, I feel like Akatar is probably your best bet with Sarah J. Maas to get started because I've heard so Throne of Glass. If you don't know, she was super young when she started writing that novel, and it is very obvious apparently. Like you have to get through the first couple books. Novel Nomad and I are actually. Did you restart Throne of Glass? Or are you waiting on me? Oh, it's the way he says it though. Have you heard any sound bites? I think if you heard sound bites, it might change your opinion. But I don't know. I like romance, so because he's like my violent little thing and stuff like that. So like it's like how it's delivered. If you just see violent, you'll be like, the fuck. Okay, yeah. So Novel Nomad's waiting on me because Throne of Glass, I've heard is rough. Um, and it's kind of like the other soundbite from Akatar where it's like, "Hello, Feyre, darling." It's like the same thing. It's how it's delivered. So you might like it more once you actually read it in the and you understand the background of where it comes from because it's not just like derived from her name. Like it obviously is a play on her name, but like there's a reason behind it. So I would probably start with Akatar with Sarah J. Maas because it's a little more mature than Throne of Glass without having to read 3 books first. But I will say, of all the books in that series that I read so far, Akatar is my least favorite. So take that with a grain of salt. And it's kind of like how I set myself up for Mallet. I know that we're just like totally talking right now. I'm probably going to go soon so I can keep reading. It's kind of how I set myself up for Malice. Like I knew going into Malice, it was going to be rough. I read reviews. I knew there were going to be a lot of character intros. I was really worried about it, so I made sure that I like had a list of characters that I could reference in case I forgot, who someone was, how how they were connected in the book, etc. Um so, when I was reading it on stream. I'm like, it's kind of a slog. Like, it's just like, oh, like I have to get through it. And then the last 200 pages, if you read my review on that, the last 200 pages, I'm like, but I see why John Gwynn did that, because it made the impact of the last 200 pages that much more impactful. Like it made it hit that much harder. So like he needed to build that character relationship with the readers first so that you really felt, what was happening. Um, so I knew that going in. So maybe by me telling you that Akatar is kind of like that will help you. And I hate being that person. Like, I hate being the person that's like, oh, you just have to get through the first book. Because it's like, well, why should I have to get through the first book to get to like the good shit? But if you don't get through the good book, the first book, and you have again all of that uh world building, the character building, the history, the what's led us to this point, then it doesn't hit. So yeah, Novel Nomad. I was thinking about this, by the way. I didn't tell you this, but Throne of Glass, there is a free cross stitch pattern for like little images of them. I was thinking I could do the cross stitch once my house is a little bit more in order of those and like do them as I read the books. I don't know. I thought it was a cute idea. And then I could like frame it. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. But yeah, I don't have it on my plans for Q2, by the way. I mean, go for it. Also warning you, the first 3 books apparently suck. From what I've heard. Have not read, have heard. First 3 books really suck. She was like 14, 15, 16 when she wrote those originally. So, yeah, I cross stitch. Yeah. I don't really like share it, but I used to macrame. I have a bunch of macrame cord too. My flower lamp is down, so I can't show you. I was like, did we take that down? Yeah, we did. Yeah. But yeah, I cross stitch. So normally when my house is less chaotic, I'll have my cross stitch out, but everything's kind of like I don't have a bunch of room to like put stuff out right now because my whole house is a disaster from the flooring shenanigans. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So I know, like in my mind, I'm like, it can't get any worse. Although I heard Crescent City is really bad. I heard Crescent City out of all of them, if you were to not read one, don't read Crescent City, especially the third one. So yeah, yeah, I know you said that. Yeah, see, and this is where when I cross stitch, okay, so my job has been like super duper stressful lately. Novel Nomad knows all about the bullshit that I'm kind of dealing with. Um, so because my job has been super super stressful, sometimes like the last thing I want to do, especially if I had to work late or I haven't been sleeping well because I'm stressed out or whatever, it's like the last thing I want to do is actually read physical books. So a lot of times that's where I'll do audio. But I do try to do like a nice blend where like I'm not, because as I said, I remember better when I read with my eyeballs. So I'll do it maybe like on stream where I'll cross stitch and I'll listen to audio, and then once I'm off stream, if I'm gonna read more, then I'll read with my eyeballs. So you hate the name Bryce. Yeah. Bryce. Although I'm pretty sure it's a girl. I don't know. There's just weird names. Do you know what else I can't stand? God, we're just complaining today. I can't stand it when I don't know how to pronounce a name. And it's like very obvious. Like, I'm definitely pronouncing this wrong. I'm like, yo, just give me like a pronunciation key. Just a little one. Just a little bit. Something to help me. Like, I'm not stupid, but please help me. Because your names are weird. So, so yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think we're gonna go, and I'm probably gonna go change and lay in bed and read until I fall asleep. So yeah, because I'm getting tired sitting out here, which is probably why I'm rambling. Hey, Charlie's been sleeping at my feet this whole time. Like she hasn't gotten up at all. I know, ink violets. So that's what I mean. I'm like, yo, it's not that hard. Like, you don't even need to tell me who they are. Just be like, here's a pronunciation key for future reference. Thank you. Okay, bye. So, yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out today. Bye.